This week on Hermitcraft.
It's been 1
month.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap, your unofficial guide to this specific bunch of April Fools. My name is Pixel Riffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara, and do you know how hard it is to make an episode about April Fool's jokes on April 3rd? Luckily, the Hermits have made it slightly easier by giving us a boatload of tomfoolery and a lot to talk about. Like, for example, how the spawn town where most of the commerce is basing is actually not where the actual shopping district is meant to be. That's right, when False Symmetry's canned shop is pranked away, she, quite fittingly, spills the beans that the actual commercial area of the server will be located in a donut-shaped opening in a nearby mountain. The Hermits will layer their shops over the peaks and even underground, at least if False is to be believed. This whole thing is revealed in an April Fool's video, after all.
And I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty scary. Yeah, because they were falling through like I am.
So line up your punches and let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with TinfoilChef, who hasn't signed up for the pranktastic start to the month because he's still getting settled in. After taking a recording hiatus for a few weeks, he emerges to explore the shops around the central lake and get his bearings.
Good God, is that a customized super tree already? Oh, I bet I know where Scar's been.
His priority is getting geared up, which for the master of branch mining means reconfiguring his idea of where the resources are. He's already done some experimental digs at different levels after studying the ore distribution graphic, and he grabs his first iron pick and mines his first diamonds. He's still trying to figure out his plan for the season, but the resource grind is first on the agenda, and we suspect he'll be staying underground until all this weirdness blows over. That being said, this week Cubfan135 poked his head out of his basement, saw his shadow, and, well, the pranks will last for another month. While himself hiding out till the end of the festivities, Cub did pull a name out of the hat and ended up with Joe Hills as his target. As such, he pulls a Hermitcraft recap and watches all of the live streams Joe's been doing since his ghost house was built. His goal? Tracking down as many Wordles Joe put up in his basement as he can, and then putting them up, haunting the premises as the ghosts of Wordles passed. And we've got to hand it to the guy, we love a well-researched prank.
And if we make our way outside here, we have a whole bunch more Wordles outside. Look at all of Joe's past Wordles coming back to haunt him now in the present.
The aforementioned haunted residence is still a work in progress, and Joe is still getting advice from other hermits about how to fine-tune it. Gemini Tay drops by to give some gardening tips, and BOO has some valuable feedback on the roof design. Joe's been just as busy in the attic, setting up a map wall which will double as a community area feature once a few landmarks are mapped out. And as for the gardening, he's liking it quite a lot.
B-Dubs had this fallen tree here, and I loved that. I realized, what if somebody broke the tree line? Like, they chopped down a whole bunch of the trees to try and stop whatever is making my trees get all glowy from spreading.
When Joe's turn comes to fish a name out of the secret Fool's drawer, he pulls Iskel85 and swings by VintageBeef's map art project to brainstorm ideas. When Beef suggests a serenade, Rick Astley naturally comes up next, which is why Joe gets some lessons on Swedish pronunciation from Keralis.
I myself, I got a southern accent.
You know,
So
a lot of places have a south. I got a southern accent. I think we're okay.
And ambushes Iskel with a translation of Never Gonna Give You Up.
Kommer aldrig att ge upp dig, kommer aldrig att svika dig, kommer aldrig springa runt och överge dig. Thank you.
I first thought that something was wrong with your mic, and then I thought that you had a soundboard that played it backwards when you were saying in English.
It's a good thing Iskel isn't from Switzerland, otherwise this would be a Swiss roll. VintageBeef has another visitor, and since he hasn't had time to sign up for the prankathon with all his time dedicated to map art, he's happy to accept a no-strings-attached elytra from Keralis. It's really cool seeing all his hard work from the air, and hopefully the process will be even smoother now he's more maneuverable and has haste beacons hidden under the canvas for the demolition process. But one good deed deserves another, especially with the rest of the server descending into consensual chaos, and Beef spends a few nights farming creepers for music discs so he can gift them to Keralis in return.
I thought maybe you could use some of these guys for your nightclub thing. Teen are included in here.
The musical offering is just in time, as Keralis has just gotten himself a fresh set of backup dancer parrots and I quote, a weird cow to be a DJ.
I found this place, the Bamboo Jungle, and not only that,
it also inhabits a strange cow. Claimed you are coming home with us, sweetheart.
It's actually a fun system where the music playing triggers a dispenser to give the panda a piece of bamboo to eat so it looks like it's dancing. Though Keralis himself soon becomes a meal when April Fool's Renaissance redoes his whole house front into his own screaming face. The signs all point him into the mouth, for a generous offering with a little too much bang for the buck.
Like, no, this is too much. I don't even own this much. I guess now I do. Like, wow, like whoever done this is like, oh no, 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 the doors are gone. No, 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 get out.
Revenge is soon to follow, as it turns out not only did XBcrafted get Keralis for Secret Prankster, but Keralis also got XB. Keralis celebrates the coincidence by building a giant kraken spread over XB's lake-bound base. The submersible in its tentacle serves as an entry point to a bonus feature of the build. It actually doubles as a dropper game. With a slow-falling potion, XB is to leap downwards and descend through as many glass rings as he can, while still landing as close to the bullseye as possible. The XB Keralis Ouroboros is even more ironic considering they've been taking pot shots at each other all week. XB fires through Keralis' window to blow off steam in between working on his own creeper farm design and transforming the floor of his cave base into a self-made lush cave.
Can we see it from here? It's like right behind that pillar. Oh, really? Is there anywhere up there we'd be able to see this frickin' thing?
Then the two of them go head-to-head in aerial combat, which kinda justifies XB's visit to the rocket shop a few minutes earlier. But the final shot may have been fired by Keralis, after XB alights on the dead center of the dropper challenge target, and it blows him up feet first.
Ooh, that's good stuff. Oh, I genuinely enjoyed that.
Once the octopus pulls off its mask to reveal it was Keralis the whole time, the pair of them meet up to do the Spider-Man pointing meme and laugh about the cosmic coincidence of the whole thing. So, speaking of cosmic stuff, False Symmetry is tasked with pranking Pearlescent Moon, and given the celestial super beast she has to work with, decides that maybe it should go to its home planet. To aid, False builds a UFO, abducting the creature with concentric circles around it that form a tractor beam.
Can't lie, it does actually look pretty cool during the day. Oh, it looks really cool, I actually really like it. Okay.
But not even orbital defense can save False from the intro of this video still being accurate, so let's get into that whole thing, shall we? False has a copper shop on the server, which is so successful that someone came in, bought something, and paid in copper. The exact maths of the transaction escapes us, but the incident prompted False to give the store a shoplift and make the can of ore beans a little more recognizable. Therefore, she lifts the entire design of Heinz canned goods and even imitates the font on the front using banners. Naturally, from afar, the banners stop rendering and just leave a small letter J on the sign.
Oh, the banners really don't appear that quickly, but look!
This upgrade comes just in time for the entire thing to get devoured by a copper golem named Copy, who has a clear appetite for his own kind. Following his droppings back, False discovers Copy's secret lair where the golem has even more copper stashed away, as well as a note telling her that the shop was actually taken to a new shopping district location, rebuilt block by block, and even restocked for good measure.
Literally last night in the meeting we actually decided where the shopping district would be. Spoilers, by the way, maybe, I don't know.
If this whole thing sounds like some Tango Tech stuff to you, rest assured it is. After all, he's the guy with probably the most powerful copper farm on the server, the spoils of which spread out on the surface waiting for their eventual oxidation. In the meantime, Tango scouts out the next person to inflict his generosity at, and comes across Gemini Tay in dire need of killing Tango, apparently. As last time with B-dubs, Tango puts forth a challenge. Gem has to kill him in as many unique ways as possible on the arena he's built, every fresh kill granting her an extra pull from the prize chest.
From either of those shulkers that you want.
Oh, that's so cool!
Does that sound fair?
I want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chaos ensues, and we have to assign her bonus recap points for her attempt to kill him with a double-wide spruce tree.
Stand in.
Oh no, you didn't.
You failure to grow.
It
pushed you out.
Me
Fail.
out. Oh.
Fail.
Though as far as killing Tango goes, Good Times with Scar takes the cake. In his April Fool's responsibilities, Scar prepares an entire event dedicated to punishing Tango for ever building decked out. Yes, even a Ravager is employed, along with a handful of other monsters and threats. It plays a lot as a miniature adventure map, and there's plenty of surprises to find in it, even some for Scar himself, like the invisibility potions working a little too well, but we'll leave that for next week's recap. Though you can see why Scar would want invisibility potions involved, after all they worked so well on Grian when they went end raiding.
No!
You're a monster! I'm so proud.
Did you not know I was on the platform? I thought the particles were a giveaway.
No, I knew you were up to something, because there's no way you went, oh, I'm just going around the corner in a world full of no corners.
Back home, and much more visible, Scar might find his tree with a new inhabitant, because Stress Monster brought some biscuits to go with all that tea. First, she has to gather some supplies, and that means dealing with Iskall, who is not pranking her, but sometimes it feels like it.
What's Iskall got written in his will? Okay, Iskall's will. Here is my will. Stress Monster can have Carrot Hill. Make sure to farm it daily and talk to the carrots.
Either way, after recruiting some more villagers, building a very organic-feeling factory, and coming back from the Badlands with the supplies for her prank, Stress builds an adorable cookie monster with disturbingly elven ears on top of Scar's tree, and fills the belly with farm-bought cookies.
Oh, no, wait. That is an emo. No, not emo. Elmo? No. What's the Grouchy? No, not Grouchy.
Hold on, Scar. I think I can fix this for you. There you go. Perfect.
Maybe she should have kept some for herself, because she'll have a lot of beverage to dunk them in.
That is, How big is this thing? Why are there more creepers near me?
Yeah, Stress Monster ended up being Zombie Cleo's victim of the week, and Cleo has a lot of good prank ideas, so of course, she went with the worst possible one. Painful Season 2 flashbacks at the ready, we're going into item spam land. Now, building Stress's base into a giant box of quality English breakfast would be enough, but Cleo also spent a ton of time gathering kelp around the server only to rename all of it into tea leaves. She then filled a set of dispensers with them and rigged it to come out of the ground. This is why you buy tea bags, people. English Break's server more like it.
I need to go mining. Why? I never use redstone. Why do I have a thing that requires redstone? Why do I do this to myself? And I did this to myself. Let's be honest here.
You serious? As the person that April Fool pranked me, just giving me a new thing to sell at my shop.
Once he's risen from his grave, Iskall85 draws Doc M for Secret Fools, or at least he draws the word goat, and that's all the encouragement he needs to build a giant Minecraft goat head emerging from the mountain near Doc M's villagers. Gary the Goat, for thusly he is named, demands to be fed an item in exchange for rewards, but the hints about which of the 1,000 or so Minecraft items it is are pretty cryptic, and the goat head drops an explosive charge every time he throws in something incorrect. Iskall even provides additional clues, but by the end of Doc's episode he hadn't guessed the right item, so I guess the TNT will continue until morale improves.
Huh? What is this? Oh my god, Goat Mother! Oh my god, who else would it be for, even? Alright, golden carrot it is. I have no idea.
Luckily, Doc is no stranger to explosions, having mastered the Ghast fireball machine and used it to mine out a sizable area of the Nether. Unfortunately for him, all that reveals is that he's headed towards a basalt delta, which is decidedly Ghast-proof. But that's nothing a more industrial tunnel bore can't fix.
Like, I don't know, 50 blocks forward and then already ran into the basalt. You know, to build another tunnel bore in front of that thing and to blast my way through the whole basalt delta and then, you know, move the machine along and go further back.
The ability to firebend with Ghasts comes in handy when Doc draws Grian out of the hat. Taking advantage of the fact that Mumbo is away, Doc stuffs the area under his starter base with whimpering abominations, gives Grian an offer he can't refuse, a button with some very clear instructions not to press it, then tries to act natural while he waits for it to be pressed.
I so wanna hear what he says now.
They know I'm gonna press it, even though I know there's gonna be something terrible's gonna happen. You were warned, enjoy the show. This looks so surreal! This doesn't look real! I love this!
He doesn't have to wait long, and some say he's still giggling about the escaped Ghasts floating around in the skies of the overworld. Which there still are some, actually. They decided to leave a couple alive since they drifted out of the community area by then anyway. They did potentially drift off to where Grian wants to establish his personal base later in the season, but that's okay, it's covered in birch anyway. Not that Grian is a stranger to forcing large areas of land into submission, as the group proves for their villager mega trading hall. As you remember, the raid farm over it needed a larger area spawn-proof before it could reliably run. Well, the Giant Lake project reshaped that terrain something fierce, and it now looks more like a chunk error than anything, not to mention the edge of the perimeter being beveled with an insane amount of quartz. Grian also hides an iron farm under it.
I've had to add some emergency carpet because it turns out I have no idea how these things work.
All very cool stuff. And then down here we have these guys. These are the 6. These over here, the gunpowder, the redstone, the glowstone, and these sticks are just going to go into a bulk storage, I guess you could call it. But I mean, if we have 54 shulkers full of something, I think we're good.
But it's not like he's had his fill of giant white spaces. For the April Fools, he drags out another old trick, the Infinity Room. The empty white room is made with maps in item frames covering every surface, but the hilarity is he didn't even have to build his own superflat for this. The map is actually Ijevin's advertisement art, but covered in snow layers.
What happens if I just fly off with these guys? It just did. Oh no!
And the reason every surface has to be covered is that Impulse SV is about to be dropped into it, and at that point he'll find out where all those emerald blocks disappeared to.
Oh, this is where my bridge has gone.
It's not like he's missing them at this point though. Impulse's raid farm has amassed so many emeralds and totems that he time-lapses a second Tudor build to sell them out of. The resulting shop is called I Am Mortal, but the interior is left feeling a little bland, so by way of payment by trade, Impulse commissions B-dubs to wake it up inside. At least Impulse has a holiday home he can visit while the renovations happen, because he's got several farming projects on the way, from a collaborative with a skeleton farm with Tango to an industrial farm district on a remote island. So far it has a few automatic crop farms, but the aim is to wrap all those into a futuristic style city.
We'll probably do something more fun with this bit right here as it goes up. A whole bunch of builds kind of having this sort of style.
Returning to Ironchant though, Impulse takes the bait and jumps into the basement, where he's given a pop quiz about Grian's history with Hermitcraft, eventually leading to the grand prize we all knew was coming.
You've won! You've won!
Whoa! Yay!
Congratulations!
I like diamonds.
I can't believe that.
You must have spent some time on this with the white maps. Oh, what?
Impulse's own prank is no less of a callback when he draws Cubfan out of the April Fool's lottery and builds a miniature version of Cub's old Ravager run game for him to get stuck into, and also stuck in, unless he can find the right place to store all those pies. In a much more subtle insult to Cub, Xisumavoid goes off to mine netherite using beds. It seems much less an issue of efficiency though, and much more just that he made a custom wool auto farm, so beds became very farmable all of a sudden. Some of the nether he farms himself in a spooky basement with fungi and sprouts factories in it.
And I've already engineered our little redstone farm and constructed it down here. I did not 100% think about how I'm going to get the sheep in though.
Meanwhile, Hypnotized made it into the nether for the first time in the month, trying to make his way to the Enderman farm. The community XP farm helps him catch up on his tools, and a mining trip right after brings in enough riches to start thinking about a place to put them. So Hypno throws chests upon chests in the attic, along with an enchantment station that might not work as well as you hope, what with the dirt blocks instead of bookshelves.
And then I have the extra diamonds where I can make more tools. Yeah, so I think this will be a thing that we'll probably work on next episode.
Jevin, by contrast, refuses to spend any more diamonds on crafting. Instead, Jevin decides to generate stuff using villager trading and employs a cleric and a toolsmith, both softened up through zombification. Unlimited pickaxe sure will be useful for his next long-term goal, a full netherite beacon, which I can speak from experience. Good luck.
I haven't spoke on this in a video yet, but I want to get a netherite beacon, and apart from using TNT, I feel like we're probably going to have to mine a lot.
And finally, there's Zedaf, who also approaches ambitious goals with reckless abandon. This week sees a new challenge to get the longest possible death message. Renaming the murder weapon the Murderer and a specially trained stunt dog is still not enough. It takes a very special death method, a rocket crossbow, and someone with a very long name to drive the Chivo home. Luckily, one of those just happens by with his triple-digit death count.
2, 1, shoot!
Oh my
yes!
gosh!
There it is!
Look at that message.
Now that, Scar, is 173 characters long, which I do believe is the longest death message you can get. Yeah, you just made history, my friend.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixelriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this video while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.